Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Govinda, are you still near Pani's place? Let me know, because I'm gonna. Should I send you something there at the phone? Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Thanks for using.
Okay, let's read a little bit here. Let's see. Maybe we'll continue where we left off here. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila. What was it? Chapter. Yeah, Glories of Advaita. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Yeah, great. Okay, thank you. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktavinda. Jai. Okay, let's see where we at here. So, I don't know, I might try some different books here. Let's try this one. All right. Being a reservoir of all auspicious attributes, Sri Advaita Charya is all auspicious for the world. His characteristics, activities, and name are always auspicious. Being a reservoir of all auspicious attributes, Sri Advaita Charya is all auspicious for the world. His characteristics, activities, and name are always auspicious. Mahavishnu creates the entire material world with millions of his parts, energies, and incarnations. Mahavishnu creates the entire material world with millions of his parts, energies, and incarnations. I'm going to skip a little bit because we read some of this. The Lord infuses the material ingredients with his own creative potency. The Lord infuses the material ingredients with his own creative potency. Then by the power of the Lord's creation by the power of the Lord, creation takes place. No purport on that one. Okay. In the form of Advaita, he infuses the material ingredients. Oh, okay. Yeah. In the form of Advaita, he infuses the material ingredients with creative energy. Therefore, Advaita is the original cause of creation. Sri Advaita Acharya is the creator of millions and millions of universes, and by his expansions, as Garbhodakshai Vishnu, he maintains each and every universe. Sri Advaita is the principal limb, Anga, of Narayan. Srimad Bhagavatam speaks of a limb, Anga, as a plenary portion of the Lord. O Lord of Lords, you are the seer of all creation. O Lord of Lords, you are the seer of all creation. You are indeed everyone's dearest life. Are you not, therefore, my father, Narayan? Narayan refers to one who is the abode, whose abode is the water born from Nara, Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And that Narayan is your plenary portion. All your plenary portions are transcendental. They are absolute and are not creations of Maya. All your plenary portions are transcendental. They are absolute and are not creations of Maya. This verse describes that the limbs and plenary portions of the Lord are all spiritual. This verse describes that the limbs and the plenary portions of the Lord are all spiritual. They have no relationship with the material energy. Why is Lord Adwaita being called a limb and not a part? The reason is that the limb implies greater intimacy. They have no relationship with the material energy. Sri Adwaita, who is a reservoir of virtues, is the main limb of Mahavishnu. His full name is Adwaita, for he is identical in all respects with the Lord. As he formally created all the universes. This stuff is very deep, and we can't expect to understand it all at once. I mean, you just have to, it's broken down in the Bhagavatam in different places, I think. So we'll gradually. But it's nice to hear. As he had formerly created all the universes, now he has descended to introduce the path of bhakti. Introduce the path of bhakti. Doesn't that have a nice ring to it? See? So all these universes are created, right? And maintained and destroyed. And so, people are totally absorbed in this Maya, And so Adwaita, who created all these here, in that form, created all these material universes, and people are totally absorbed in that. He comes to introduce the path of bhakti. Isn't it nice? We're getting introduced to this path of bhakti, all of us. Yeah. This is where real life is. The real life is the awakening of our spiritual form. See, that's like like how a worm goes into a cocoon and is born a butterfly. So that spiritual body is a butterfly, man. This is kind of a cocoon, They're just gradually, So get a little help from the outside, from the scriptures and from the acharyas, these great beings who, were like butterflies, and so they're helping us become like butterflies, and this is where the real beauty is, a real life and all that. So we're being introduced to this bhakti. Yeah. It's wonderful. Yeah. Since he is a limb or a part of the lotus-eyed Supreme Lord, he also bears the name Kamalaksha. His associates have the same bodily features as the Lord. They all have 4 arms, and they are all dressed in yellow garments like Narayan. So Sri Adwaita Acharya, as the principal limb of the Supreme Lord, his truths, names, and attributes are all wonderful. Yeah. He worshipped Krishna with tulsi leaves and water from the Ganges. We read this before, but it's nice to hear again. And all call for him in a loud voice. Thus the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared on earth, accompanied by his personal associates. It is through him, Adwaita Acharya, that the Lord Chaitanya spread the Sankirtan movement, and through him he delivered the world. It is through him, Adwaita Acharya, that Lord Chaitanya spread the Sankirtan movement, and through him that he delivered the world. Delivered the world. That's an interesting statement. Yeah, through Adwaita Acharya, through the disciplic line, through the associates, they all are empowered, to deliver the world. Deliver the world. The world is actually dead. What is there to deliver? Okay? The conditioned souls. See, they identify with the world. The world. See, deliver the world. You're actually part of the world, right? You think you are, but you're really not. But you think you are. That's Mahamaya. You think you belong to this world. The world belongs to you, right? Your money belongs to you. Your wife is your wife, right? My wife, my husband. Do they really belong to you? Does anything belong to anybody here? Okay. But people believe it does. Yeah. This is illusion. But actually, spiritually, when we're awakened, we belong to the spiritual potency. We belong to the Lord. The Lord says, oh, my devotee belongs to me. He feels he belongs to me. That's a belonging. Isn't it nice to have a belonging you can take along with you? You know, we think we can take along our belongings here in the world. We can only for temporarily. But the belonging of the Lord, we take along for us forever. You know, if we have to come back here into this world because of this devotional credit that we've accumulated, we bring this with us wherever we go. That's why you notice people that wake up here quickly, they have some devotional merits, from what they've accumulated in previous lives, and they very easily wake up here, become faithful sometimes, really. Yeah. We come here empty-handed, we leave empty-handed. Unless your spiritual hand is awakened and you hold the Lord in that. See, then you don't leave. When you carry, when devotion to the Lord awakens, you don't leave without that. That goes along with you. Everything else stays. Yeah. So the devotees headed by Srivas are his smaller limbs. They are like his hands, face, eyes, and his disc and other weapons. With all of them, Lord Chaitanya performed his pastimes. And with them, his mission. Yeah. Thinking that he, Sri Advaita Acharya, is a disciple of Madhavinda Puri, Lord Chaitanya obeys him, respecting him as his spiritual master. To maintain the proper etiquette for principles of religion, Lord Chaitanya bows down at the lotus feet of Sri Advaita Acharya with reverential prayers and devotion. Sri Advaita Acharya, however, considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as master, and he thinks of himself as the servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He forgets himself in the joy of that conception and teaches all living entities, you are servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He forgets himself in the joy of that conception and teaches all living entities. You are servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Word for word, say that. Abhiman Sukhe, in the happiness of that conception. See, Sukhe, in the happiness of that conception. This is spiritual life. See, life comes from these conceptions. This is the truth. We are servants of God, transcendental servants of God. That's a very happy conception. See, that's a transcendental conception. That is the truth. People who don't know that, most people don't know that they are transcendental servants of the Lord. That is the truth. When the soul is awakened and uncovered, it has a natural relationship with the Lord, transcendental Lord. See, when the soul is covered over, see, by all these misconceptions. See, oh, this is my wife, this is my home, this is my property. See, people in the real conception, oh, this is my Lord. See, this is my Lord. I am his servant. See? I'm a servant of the servants of the Lord. See? There's a happiness in these conceptions. That's why devotees like to discuss these truths. Yeah, I like these word for word sense. Yeah. See, abhimana suke. Suke means happiness, and I guess abhimana is conception. Apana, himself. See, there's more happiness in the conception of being a servant of God than there is in the conception that I'm God. See, it's not quite right. It's not really the highest happiness. The highest happiness is not to be equal with the Lord, but to be a servant of the Lord, to be a servant of the Lord's devotees. Yeah, to be a servant of humanity in this way, is the awakening of the Lord in others. To be a soul winner, to win souls back. Everything belongs to God, but Maya is so convincing that we think that we belong. So many things belong while we are here. Yeah, our belongings. We think they're going to keep them or something. It comes and goes, belongings. Yeah. So Bhagavad Gita, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, and false ego are my separated energies. See? So you see how that works? Air, fire, water, earth, air, false ego, ether, mind, intelligence. See, all material. These are the separated energies of the Lord, right? They're separated. And when we identify with them, then we become separated from the Lord. See, because they separate us from God. So that's because we're identifying with the separated energies. Now, this is why it's really, unless you have these things explained by devotees and by empowerment and by being under the influence of love of God, there's no way you can understand any of this stuff. It just it won't make any sense. You're just in speculation. Okay? Yeah, so we're separate. Now the soul is awakened, and we're also a separated energy of the Lord. But this is the correct idea. We're separated parts and parcels of the Lord, meant to be ducking swans in the Lord, to go jump into the ocean of Krishna, to commune with God, to marry the Lord in that way. We're always going to be separated parts and parcels, but we don't come under the material illusion in this way. We come under the truth. See, the truth of who we are in our relationship. See, there's a happiness in that. It's like finding home. You find home every day, separated parts and parcels that we are, and just ducking into communing with the God, by communing with his name and pastimes and qualities and discussions. People do not understand that they are struggling very hard with this energy of the Lord. Yeah, it causes struggle. This is, you see how more effortless this is becoming there, Johan and everybody else? It just becomes, It becomes like breathing. It's like, oh yeah, I'm connected to the transcendental Lord. You look forward to meeting with the Lord now. And this is transcendental. This is spiritual. This is what people are doing in the spiritual dimension of consciousness, whether they're here or in the spiritual world. This becomes the spiritual world for devotees. They manifest it just by talking about Krishna, engaging and chanting the holy names. Radha and Krishna come. Yeah, so that's the thing. Where people are struggling really hard with the material energy because it's a struggle, because it's not who we are. It's like you got to really swimming upstream, and really hard work, man. You're not this body, and you're trying to connect with other bodies, and it's not our true nature to do that. This is a conditioned nature, conditioning. We're conditioned to go after illusions. Everything becomes hard and dark and miserable. It's conditioning, See, so this is the beauty. Here, the Advaita came, and Lord Chaitanya came, and the devotees come here to introduce us to bhakti and make our lives really beautiful. And logical and intelligent. This is why what we're teaching here and sharing here is par excellence. It's really wonderful. You have, number one, experienced devotees here who are experiencing the transcendental energy. Therefore, you have what? Clear, logical, true knowledge and truth. From experienced devotees experiencing the spiritual energy and being able to point people in that direction, and they got the empowerment to spread this gift to the world, and the science of it more clear than a lot of Christians have it. They just, you got to accept Jesus and you got to surrender, to something that usually goes against your own mind and intelligence and logic. Why would, it's just, okay, that's okay for some people. But how can God be more foolish than us? That's why, thank God for the acharyas coming here and giving us in this line, the Bhagavatam and Gita and Chaitanya Lila, the Goswami literatures, to teach us, to show us that God is very intelligent. God is a scientist, man. God is an artist. And he teaches us how to become artists. Yeah, that's why, we should be proud, and not materially proud to represent this path, even though, devotees don't understand, and servants of, there's servant. I'm a servant of Prabhupada. To be engaged in this important work. People they don't have this knowledge and they're miserable, and especially now. This is a way out of this. This is a way to make people's life successful. People, I'm telling you out there, anybody watching this video, if you're new and you've been thinking of suicide, or you're like a drunk now because you can't handle this miserable, tyrannical world government. This is a demon takeover, actually. Very demoniac and very tyrannical. Look at Australia. This is hope, man. I'm telling you, you come here and you chant with the devotees here. You hear this beautiful truths. You will say, thank God I was born this time, because it's better than life know who I am and who I belong forever. God is alive. In okay. You know what? Let me Okay, we got a little connection now, I think. Yeah, hopefully this connection, it's just weak. The connection is weak. Okay, so anyway, we'll do this. Oops, it's weak again. That way. You know what? Let me move this thing over here. See if this is any better here. Maybe. Okay. It's trying to reload the chat. I don't know. It's a little weak, but maybe it's still going. So I'll continue. Yeah. He forgets himself in the joy of the conception and teaches all living entities. You are servants of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purport. The transcendental devotional service of the personality of Godhead is so ecstatic that even the Lord himself plays the part of a devotee. Forgetting himself to be the supreme, he personally teaches the whole world how to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, isn't that what Prabhupada is saying? The devotional service. I hope this is getting through. The chat isn't loading yet. Yeah, isn't that fantastic, man? I mean, the Lord. I got to read this again. It's so good, man. It's the transcendental devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so ecstatic. Hear that word? That the Lord himself plays the part of a devotee. See, the devotionals are so ecstatic. And see, the bottom line, are you experiencing this ecstasy? How worshiping the Lord in ecstasy? That's what it's about. Oh, good. It looks like I got a good signal. Green. It's green now. Okay, maybe the chat will. Okay, the chat is having trouble coming up. I can't. Maybe it'll come up. Yeah. It's so ecstatic. And so we're fortunate because the Lord has given us this ecstatic devotional service to relish ourselves and to grow spiritually more, to awaken more, to be more connected, more purified, and to share this, pay it forward to others. Win-win. Man, at the same time as we were growing in this, growing in ecstasy, our lives are perfect and more perfect and more perfect. more ecstatic. This is and sharing this with the world to show the world this is see, it's so ecstatic to engage in this devotional service. Who is showing that? You know, that's the bottom line. Are you showing it a little bit or a lot? Are you showing it deeply? Are you showing the ecstasy to the point of what Lord Chaitanya brought, the tears, the crying, the laughing, and all these transcendental symptoms, this excessive joy? Or just a little bit doing rules and regulations, and there's some, maybe it's harder, and or maybe you're just making a show, you just you're in it just for the job and to make money and the and have a position and honor and all that. That's not the ecstasy of the Lord. It's called nam aparad if that's all you're doing. Sorry, I can't see in the chat but I guess maybe I could do it like this. Here we go. I'll look at the Facebook. Sound is good now. Yeah. Yes. Okay now. Yeah. Okay, I just have to look on the Facebook thing because it's not loading here. Yeah, I got a green. Okay, everything's green now. Good. Okay, more. All right. The translation: the conception of servitude to Sri Krishna generates such a ocean of joy in the soul that even the joy of oneness with the Absolute, if multiplied 10 million times, could not compare to a drop of it. Yeah, that's kind of stuff you see here, man. Hare Krishna. I don't know. I feel maybe time to stop here a little bit. Maybe I need to read something else or maybe chant. I don't know what to do now. I think I have to take a break. Okay, I'm going to take a break. Did what we did. Now the connection's really good. Yeah, I think we're going to go take a bath soon here. Okay, Hare Krishna, everybody, and talk to you later.